In this video, we'll see the introduction to electromagnetic field theory. That is the first module. Okay, here, what is this electromagnetic field? It consists of electric and magnetic fields. As we have seen in the network analysis, in the circuit theory, we saw that the current, the voltage and all, they have a path to move. There is a line, transmission line, and we are showing the line having resistance, inductance and capacitance. But here, where the waves are moving, how the signals are moving from satellite communications, how the waves are moving between two mobiles, okay, how antenna is receiving the signal, all these waves are moving in space. So they brought up a theory like how the charges are behaving in space. So they gave different shapes for the space, like they took it in a rectangular way, they put it in cylindrical, spherical, and they started studying the charges behavior in these different shapes. Okay, and since we are seeing that these electromagnetic waves are moving in space from one system to the other, they started studying the scientists like Faraday's, Maxwell, then Biot-Savart's law, then Ampere circuit law. They put different theories forward to study the behavior of the charges in space. So completely this electromagnetic field theory deals with the behavior of electric and magnetic fields when they are moving in space. So that is important. And one more thing, it is the study of effects of electric charges at rest and in motion. So electric charges produces a field around it, we call it as electric field, and when these charges are moving, it produces a current, and a current carrying conductor produces a magnetic field. This is the basic thing we know. And here electromagnet is also, it is also a branch of physics or electrical engineering in which electric and magnetic phenomena are studied. So the basic applications of this electromagnetic the field is, or before going to the applications, we'll see what a field is. Okay, a field is a spatial distribution of a quantity which may or may not be function of time. At starting all our modules will take it as a not function of time, and the fifth module will take it as a function of time. This is how we are studying in this syllabus. A field defined mathematically as some function of that vector which connects an arbitrary origin to a general point in a sphere. So there are two types of fields here, scalar fields and vector fields. So okay, the temperature in a bowl of a soup density at any point on the earth is a scalar field. Okay, there is no direction there, it is uniformly distributed. And vector field is a gravitational or magnetic field of the earth. Okay, and voltage gradient in a cable, temperature gradient in a soldering iron tip, all these are the vector fields. These are the examples of scalar fields and vector fields. Again, the definition of electromagnet is given, and here we see some applications here: microwaves, antennas, electric machines, satellite communication. See, all these are the signals that are traveling in space. Radar. Okay, and devices are transformers, electric relays, radio, TV, telephones, transmission lines, antennas, optical fibers, lasers. All these are the devices, and these are the some applications. Fiber optics, electromagnetic interference, some of the applications of this electromagnetic theory. So now you got a clear picture that we are trying to see how the charges or the waves are moving in space, and we are giving different shape for the space to understand it. Okay, not only these three shapes, you can go with any number of space, but for your time being they have put it into three shapes. So we'll be studying three coordinate systems here. One is rectangular coordinate system, the second is cylindrical, and the third is the spherical. Before going to study that, you have to have some basic knowledge of scalars and vectors, how we define it. Okay, so a scalar is a quantity that has only magnitude, and like example, time, mass, distance, temperature and all, and vector is a quantity which has both magnitude and direction. Okay, that is velocity, displacement, electric field. Okay, and before the scalars and vectors, we have to know what is this unit vector also. Preferably complete throughout the syllabus will be using this unit vector. So unit vector represents a vector divided by its magnitude, and its magnitude is always 1. So it is a unit vector. So for they have given a Cartesian coordinate system where a unit vector is defined and a unit vector is found out by it, the unit vector divided by its magnitude, and it is written in the lowercase letter, so that is been shown here. And after unit vector you have to know the vector multiplication. Okay, vector multiplication we have two ways. One is scalar multiplication, we call it as dot product, that is a dot b, and second one is a vector or cross product, that is a cross b. That is important for vector multiplication. So the dot product is a dot b is equal to ab into cos theta. Okay, so two vectors a and b are said to be orthogonal or perpendicular to each other if a dot b is equal to 0, and we see that ax dot ax is equal to ay dot ay is equal to az dot az is 1, because we are using that cos theta angle. And ax dot ay dot az and az dot ax is 0. Between two things ax and ay the angle is 90 degree. So cos 90 is 0 and cos 0 is 1. That is the dot product. Okay, that is the definition of the dot product. As the and remember dot product is a scalar quantity, and cross product is a cross b is a vector quantity where magnitude is the area of the parallelogram formed by a and b and is in the direction of the advance of a right-handed screw as a is turned into b, or the definition is a cross b is equal to ab sin theta. We have a direction here. Okay, as for AA is a unit vector normal to the plane containing A and B. So represent two vectors A and B. A cross B is written in the matrix form and matrix multiplication is done. So A dot of B cross C, that definition also is given. So that is the volume of a parallelepiped. So you got to know what is dot product and cross product, which are the vector multiplications which are very important for our electromagnetic analysis. Next some examples are given where a and b is given. So a dot b is found out. Say a dot b will get a number here like 3. It should be a number, it should not have any direction there. Then magnitude of a and b is found out. Try to solve this problem. We have it to find out the angles here. We are finding the angles theta, cos theta also and sin theta. Both answers we are getting same here. Next, as I have told, there are three coordinate systems. First one is the Cartesian coordinate system. We can take the example of the walls, as I have told in that example of the wall where three walls. One wall represents one plane. So if it is a xy plane, there z will be 0. If it is a zy plane, x will be 0. And if it is a zx plane, then y will be 0 there. That is the three-dimensional representation of Cartesian coordinate system. As I have told, in all the three systems, we will be considering three important things. That is the differential elements in all. First, that is the differential surface, differential length, and differential volume. So first, differential means a small change. It is considered like dx, dy, dz. Then always what they do, they'll go with a differential change and then they will come put it for the entire area. That is how they do with the electromagnetic field theory. See the changes that happens in a small area, then apply it for the complete area, then integrate it for that complete area. It will be from minus infinity to infinity, or it can be from 0 to pi, or it can be from 0 to 2 pi, like that they will be doing. Okay, so for first we'll go with the differential length. Okay, differential length, and first, and this dx, dy, dz are the differential length in dx represents differential length in x direction, similarly for dy and dz. So differential vector length is dx dl is equal to dx ax plus dy ay and dz az. Similarly, differential surface, so if it is in the x direction, dsx is, it is dy dz in ax direction. That is the differential vector surface area normal to x direction. So in x you have to write dy and dz in ax direction. If it is y, you have to write dx and dz in ay direction. You have to remember this. These are the differential surface. Differential volume does not have any direction, so you write it as dx, dy, dz. Same thing, the coordinates for rectangular system are x, y, z. Similarly, the coordinates for cylindrical coordinate system are rho, pi and z. That is important. So rho, pi, z, and so the differential length are d rho, rho into d pi and dz. For angle, a radius should be taken, so it is multiplied by rho. So it is rho d pi. So differential length becomes d rho a rho plus rho into d pi a pi plus dz into az. Next, write the differential length magnitude. Differential surface is same. D rho in the rho direction. Next, ds rho in the rho direction. Next, ds pi and ds z. That is the differential surface shown and differential volume given. This is for cylindrical coordinate system. Same thing applied for spherical coordinate system, where the coordinates are r, theta and pi. That is important. There are r, theta and pi. So we have two angles here. So one angle is divided with r, so it is r d theta. One more is r sin theta d pi. That is important. R sin theta d pi. Because it represents a cone, you have to take the angle of the cone for spherical system. Spherical does not have any axis, like it is completely a sphere, so they go with two angles here. So differential length and differential surface also is shown. Differential volume also is given. Next, we'll go on with the relationship between different systems. So here the relationship between Cartesian and cylindrical system I had done in the class, where the equations are x is equal to rho cos pi, y is equal to rho sin pi, and see Cartesian systems are what? X, y and z. But in Cartesian and cylindrical system, z component is same. So you should always write z is equal to z, because it is same for both the systems. And rho is root of x square plus y square, and pi is tan inverse of y by x. That is the pi definition. So x, y, and here rho pi, z is equal to z are the interrelationship between Cartesian and cylindrical system. Hope you have understood the basics here. We have to know what is scalar dot product, what is vector or cross product. Okay, dot product and cross product. Then you have to know all the three systems, their coordinates, their differential length, differential surface and differential volume, and the interrelationship between this. Okay, the next topic I will explain you in the next video. Thank you.